Hi, my babies. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, today we are going to be talking about Cardi B and Offset. And before we really get into the conversation, we will be covering topics of DV. I don't think we're going to get too heavily into it, but we will touch on it. So if that is something that you're not in the mental place right now to handle or talk about or hear about, I totally understand. Skip this video. Prioritize your health always, your mental health and your physical health, all of the healths. Prioritize you always. And I mean, this video will always be here if you want to watch it, or I have other ones on my channel if that is something you are interested in. But okay, so for today, Cardi B and Offset are going through it again. And realistically, when I say that, I mean that Cardi is going through it because Offset is just being Offset. I don't even know what to say about him anymore. Like, this is just a pattern of his to be a loser.
Loser.
But I will say that it's going a little further than him just being a loser. And we'll get into that. But before we get there, let me just give you a quick recap. I actually made a video about Cardi B and Offset and a big blow up that they had over social media about 5 or 6 months ago. And you can watch the video. I'll link it somewhere, probably in the description or something. Yeah, if you can watch that video if you want like the full details and timeline of everything that has happened between them going through this divorce. And I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, I did include some clips about like all of the cheating Offset has done. And Offset has done a lot of cheating. I don't even know if I actually got all of the allegations in there, but I got a lot. So go watch that video if you want. But just for a quick recap, about 6 months ago, Cardi was in Paris for Paris Fashion Week and she was just getting a whole bunch of attention. Offset got extremely jealous and mad about this. There was also like some rumor that he actually wanted to be in Paris for Paris Fashion Week, and that kind of also set him off. So he was very upset. And Cardi was on Instagram Live talking to her fans, as she does. And Offset decided to continuously call her over and over and over again. And if you know anything about Instagram Live, you know that, like, if someone calls you, it kind of pauses the live for the people watching. So it kept pausing. And eventually Cardi came back and she was just like, stop calling me. And Offset did not like that at all. And he got into the comments and started typing. And he typed something like, you slept with someone else while you were carrying my child, something like that. Don't quote me on it directly. Again, if you want like all of the facts, I'll try to get some screenshots. I'll put some screenshots here so we can also see it. But if you want like the details and all of the facts, go watch that video. It's all in there. But what was I saying? What was I just saying? Oh, okay. So after Offset typed that into Cardi's Instagram comments or her live comments, of course, all of the blogs picked it up and everyone was just talking about how Cardi B cheated on Offset while she was pregnant. And I mean, if you don't know the kind of climate that we're in right now when it comes to social media and it comes to misogyny and hatred against women, we're not in a good place.
The police. We need to call the police.
We're not really in a good place right now. And even 5 months ago, it wasn't even as bad as it is now. But of course, everyone jumped on Cardi and they were very upset about this, and they called her all sorts of derogatory names because she decided to sleep with someone else while she was carrying Offset's baby. Now, it is important to know that Cardi already filed for divorce while she was pregnant with her last child. So we don't know exactly the timelines on if it was before she filed or after, but clearly they were not like in a good place or really together at that time, even though she was having his baby. So a lot of people got at her and she was just like, don't care. Probably. I don't know. She didn't really say that, but that's what I imagine that she said. Anyways, after all of that, Offset just made tweet after tweet after tweet after tweet. I mean, like, probably like near 100 tweets, tweet and delete, tweet and delete, tweet and delete, where he was just attacking Cardi, saying horrible things about her, boosting or trying to hype up her ops, and just being really messy. Hmm. Cardi just kind of kept it cute. She didn't really say much. She did tweet here and there. Don't get me wrong. She replied when she needed to reply. But in comparison, I mean, he was like nonstop tweeting, and then she would reply to like one every so often because a lot of the things he was saying were just foolish. And even at a point, Offset's family was brought into the mix, and it was just a very ugly and messy situation. Now, since then, also, sorry, before we get into today's story, it's important to know that Offset at that time when he was crashing out, he said that he actually does not want to be with Cardi at all, and he's happy to get rid of her, and how he won. He actually said, "You're just my baby mama," and I won. So yeah, great man. But it's also, let's also bring this up because even though Offset was saying those things, all of his actions were the complete opposite. Because if you're really over someone, would you just be constantly tweeting them over and over and over and over and over again? No, if I'm done with you and I want nothing to do with you, I would not want to engage in anything with you at all. I'm leaving it alone. I'm probably also logging off the internet for a while because everyone's going to talk about us and I don't really want to be in that place. Like, I want to be able to start moving forward. For Offset, it's like he was saying those things on one hand. Well, I mean, not as nicely as I said that. He was saying things that indicated that he no longer wants to be with Cardi and just being really gross and how he was talking about her and treating her, but then also was stalking her, literally stalking her.
Y'all really are obsessed with me. It's too much.
Like trying to follow her places, and it was a mess. And since then, I feel like we haven't really heard too much about Offset and Cardi. I kind of remember a few tweets of his here and there, but realistically, like when Offset tweets these days, I feel like people just ignore it because they just think that he's a loser. Anyways, fast forward to today, well, a couple days ago, let's say, Cardi B decided to go on to Twitter Spaces, and she decided to talk about some of the things that she has been going through with Offset. And we're going to listen to that now. And again, just a trigger warning because it can be a triggering topic to talk about. And there is mention of unaliving self and unaliving someone else. So, trigger warning before we get into it. But here's what Cardi B had to say on Twitter Spaces.
Oh, stop calling me. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. So let me tell ya about this fuck ass nigga, right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life, all that shit. He was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me of me and him having sex. That's the type of shit I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground. And I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of him and his girlfriend playing games on my phone, leaving explicit voice notes on my fucking voicemails on my phone. I told this girl, hey, why you I hit this girl up before. Like, yo, I better not find out you in my house. This girl gonna tell me why you care that I'm in the house. You haven't been there for 3 years. Girl, how you gonna tell me why I'm mad that you in my house when that's my house that I bought? Are you okay? And then this nigga gonna FaceTime me with his girl. Mind you, yo, you've been harassing me and harassing the men that I've been dealing with for months already. You've been harassing my friends. You send people to get my friend beat up, my home. No.
So, yeah, obviously that was a lot. And if you are confused or missed anything, just to recap what she said that Offset has been calling her nonstop. He has been threatening her. He said that he would take her life and then his own. And like the wildest part is he has an entire girlfriend at this time, but that clearly doesn't matter for him. He is so fixated on Cardi and whatever she's doing. And as she said, she was seeing someone at a time. I don't know if they're still together, but at a point, she was seeing someone else. And Offset sent that guy a video of them having sex from when they were together, which is just like, you are such a hater. Oh my gosh, you're a hater. You say that you're over everything, yet you do things like that. People that are over things do not do that. Now, I did see a lot of people commenting saying, like, well, Cardi B clearly started it. And I know critical thinking is hard for some people. So let me break it down a little bit. Cardi B said that she sent a text message to Offset's current girlfriend. It was screenshots of Offset talking to Cardi, messaging her over and over and threatening to kill her and himself. So I know that people heard that and they were like, clearly Cardi started this because she sent the girlfriend messages. But let me ask you something. If someone that you used to be with, if they're messaging you nonstop, they're harassing you, they're threatening your life, they're threatening their own life. And this is also like the parent, the other parent for your children, right? There's a lot going on here. If you know that they have a current partner, would you not reach out to them to maybe, I don't know, get them help? At the very least, like get them help if they're threatening to unalive themselves, but also to be like, what's going on? Like, hello, I don't want this to be happening. And again, because let me just slow down a little bit because I feel like it is so easy to be in a situation where you actually don't care about this person, you don't want them, and they're constantly talking to you, talking to you, talking to you, and then they get caught. And then you know what they do? She was messaging me actually. Yeah, I had to like really tell her stop messaging me. Like she can't stop messaging me. They always flip it on you. So yeah, if I was Cardi, I would do the same thing because one, you're not going to lie to me and have this woman thinking that I want you still and then create some kind of drama or tension or beef between us when I don't know you. And I don't want to know you because you're with what I used to have and I don't even want that anymore. So why would I want you still? But woman to woman, or just like person to person, you should probably know the type of person that you are currently dating. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or you disagree with that, because there was a lot of people talking about that. And some people were definitely like, no, she started it. And I was like, I don't think so. But also, Cardi mentions that, you know, this new girlfriend of Offset's is kind of antagonizing her, saying things like, oh, like you haven't even been here in your own house, when Cardi was asking her, like, don't be in my house. She's like, you haven't even been here for 3 years. What business of that is yours? Did you pay the mortgage on this house? Didn't think so. And you know, people are talking, and I'd be reading everything. And some people were saying that, I mean, allegedly, Offset, Cardi actually has been trying to sell this house. I think it's their Atlanta home that Offset is staying in and has his new girlfriend in. And Cardi has been trying to sell this house for a while now to Offset, but Offset can't afford to pay for the house without Cardi. Allegedly. Allegedly. But I mean, realistically.
Broke people should never laugh.
Yeah, I can see that. So it's not even a situation where like Cardi allegedly, I mean, I don't know. All of this could just be completely made up. It doesn't seem that Cardi really wants anything to do with him and is just trying to end things. So unfortunately, it is being dragged on. I definitely think that that lady has audacity, to say the least, because how are you messaging and being so assertive as if it's yours that you can be assertive over? It's not your home. You don't own it. So for you to have that kind of attitude talking to the person, or at least one of the people that actually owns the house that you possibly are staying in at this time, is a little wild. It's a little crazy. I can't lie. And it doesn't look too good for the girlfriend at this time. But let's continue with some other stuff because, people have been talking about this for a while. And, I'm pretty sure that this happened. Let me just check. March 29th. And I'm filming this. It's April 1st. Hopefully I get it out today too. Now, before we get into what people on Twitter are saying about this situation, I did want to say that it is really sad to see that Cardi is going through this situation. And it doesn't really seem like anyone is all that afraid for her, or like, it just doesn't seem like anyone is really taking it seriously. And I think it can be easy to dismiss it because it's Offset and Cardi. And like, they're both kind of like these big characters and funny, and you don't really picture them like really doing bad things to each other, but they're just normal people. And unfortunately, we already know that when a person is leaving a situation that was abusive or they were with a narcissist, which, I can't diagnose anyone because who am I? Offset definitely gives narcissist tendencies at the very least. Whenever someone is leaving a relationship with someone like that, and there has been any issues between like control or abuse, the most dangerous time for that person is when they're leaving. Because when you decide to finally leave, the person that is abusive or controlling, they are losing their control over that person. They're losing the control over the person that they've been able to control or at least keep for however long. And when certain people like that lose the control, they lose everything. They start spiraling because they will do anything and everything to get that control back. And sometimes they push it to the limit of taking that person's life. There are so many cases where a married couple, people dating, like they might have had issues of abuse throughout their relationship, but then when the person leaves, then all of a sudden it's a murder, homicide, homicide. Let me Google that. Okay, so murder, homicide, or murder, suicide. Either one is fine. But that does happen a lot in DV relationships. So it's scary. It's scary to think that, Cardi is a mom. And I don't know. Obviously, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Hopefully, she's taking this seriously and going to court, getting a restraining order, doing what she needs to do to prevent him from hurting herself or her children, because that is also something that unfortunately happens where people that are abusive, when they no longer have that control over you, they want to do anything to hurt you. And if they can't hurt you, they will hurt the things that you love, the people that you love. And even if it's their own children. Now, I'm not putting that on anyone. I hope that does not happen at all. I never want to see that happen. But it is a truth that we have to look at. And I think that people should care about this situation because here is this man that is not locked up, as it seems as I'm recording this video. I haven't heard of anything, any kind of like police being called or anything like that. And I know some people were saying that, Cardi's not the type of person that's going to call the police. So there's a lot of layers to this. And I think also, just to add to that, there are a lot of people that could never imagine the person that they used to love doing the things, that we just talked about, that I just described. And I think it's really difficult for them. And there's a lot of situations where the person felt comfortable to even see their ex again and to be around them. And maybe they were having like a final like drop off thing where like, oh, come get the last of your things and I'll give you the key back and all that stuff. And then unfortunately, the abusive person takes that person's life. So I don't think it's something to play about or joke about at all. I think it's a very serious situation. And I'm hoping that Cardi can be safe and keep her kids safe. And honestly, that Offset can get the help that he clearly needs, because none of this is normal behavior. Let me tell you, if you are ever with someone and they threaten to take their own life and yours, that is not normal. And I know that it even sounds wild for me to say, like, that's not normal, like to have to say that. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people that have been conditioned and fooled into thinking that someone only loves you when they're willing to die about it. And no, baby, that is not, that's not love at all. That person actually hates you. And they don't even see you as a human, but as a possession to have and to keep for themselves. And it's the whole, well, if I can't have you, no one can. That is not love. That will never be love. And you should never think that that is love. And if anyone does that to you, they're trying to manipulate you. They're trying to get a reaction or something from you by causing you to have this hurt and pain, to be afraid of them. And also to be probably a little sad. Like, I can only imagine the different emotions that Cardi is experiencing, because this is a man that at one point she loved and is also the father of her children. And, just to add to it, allegedly, since the divorce, people are saying, again, not me, people are saying that Offset has not really been there for his children, which, if true, is the saddest thing ever, because I mean, Culture clearly is a daddy's girl and she loves her father so much. I mean, there's so many videos of her begging him and pleading, like, don't leave me, don't leave me. And he's always like, I'm always late because this little girl loves me and she never wants me to leave the house. And I really hope that that is just a rumor or something people are spreading, because if you are so angry at your ex for leaving you, for cheating, by the way, she didn't just pack up and leave just because, but she left because he has consistently cheated on her. But if you can be so angry at her that you would stop being there for your children, that is disgusting. That's ugly. That is very ugly. And I have already been in the mindset that like Offset is unhinged and not well and is ugly in general, but this would definitely take that a step further. Like you can't even say anything to defend that. Hopefully he is still being an active parent to all of his children, because they clearly love him and that's their father, but we don't know. Now, it has also been reported that this lady in this video is Offset's new girlfriend, and she is recording this video in the house that they own together, Offset and Cardi B, in Atlanta. So she posted this to her Instagram, and obviously people have been talking and sharing it because it is giving audacity. It's giving you think that you're going to antagonize the other woman, the ex, because you probably feel threatened. Because if your man, I mean, if my man is obsessed with his ex, we can't be together. We can't be together because I'm always going to think that you're only with me because you can't have her, which is what everyone already assumes about Offset and Cardi right now. If Offset could have Cardi, he would be with Cardi and probably still cheat. He probably would still be doing whatever he's doing with this woman, but he would definitely be treating Cardi like she's the main one because that's how he's always been. And he tries to cheat in private, although he's not. I don't know. I don't. It's giving him he's not that smart. But again, this is allegedly the new girlfriend, and she posted this. Now let's just watch it. It's not long. So again, allegedly that is Offset's new girlfriend. And, if she really is posting these videos, it does seem that she is trying to bother Cardi and just be like, I'm the new girl and you're not. And it's really sad and desperate and pathetic because, I mean, any man that is obsessed with another woman does not really want you. Please learn that today. If a man is obsessed with another woman, his ex, his baby mother, whoever it might be, I don't know, but if he's obsessed with someone else and that person is continuously saying, I don't want you, leave me alone, then he would be with that woman if he could. And he's only with you because he can't. So, I mean, it is giving insecure, but let's get into some tweets that people were putting out and, just seeing what people were saying about the whole situation because again, I just feel like people are not taking it serious enough. Again, this could end very badly and we have seen it end badly many, 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 many times. Literally, they're like, when there's an investigation, like someone is murdered and they're married, they always look at the partner first. That's how often it happens. So it should not be something that we're joking about or just like not taking seriously for Cardi's sake. Editing Zola here to read the tweets because apparently it did not record when I read it. But the first one says, people talking about Cardi needs to keep her business private. Shit, if a nigga is threatening to unalive me, I'ma tell the world too, so they know who to look at if anything happens to me. The fuck is wrong with y'all? But I could not agree with this more because I think that, okay, I want to compare it to a situation we talked about recently. Now, if you attend my lives, I love you. If you do, you know that we talked about DDG and the whole Holly situation with him coming to the internet and exposing all of these things. And I mean, not really exposing, but just saying like, oh, I never get to see my son. And it like just turned out that he has a split custody agreement, just like basic custody, like 3 and 4 days. I don't know what he wanted really. He just, well, no, we know what he wanted. He wanted to send his little army of people over to Holly so that they could bother her and then she could be like bullied into allowing him to see his son even when he's not scheduled to see his son. But anyways, I do want to compare it to that situation because when we talked about that, I was like, hey, don't bring your personal life to the internet. And I still agree with that. If there are things that you don't want people to know about or talk about, don't bring it to the internet. The fact that Cardi is bringing this to the internet means that she wants people to know. And I think in a situation like this, it is better for people to know what is happening versus you keep everything secret and then something happens and everyone's like, oh my gosh, what happened? Like, we have no idea. Whereas, God forbid, if something were to happen, everyone's going to be looking at Offset, which I mean, they were most likely going to look that way either way. But now you have evidence because trust me, like, even though they would have looked at him, if Cardi is out saying, "Oh, he threatened to kill me," and then God forbid again that she dies, yeah, he did it. Officer, we know who did it. So, and even to add to that, like if you have ever had to deal with a situation where someone was harassing you or stalking you and you went to the police, and I have been in this kind of situation, and I went to the police and they couldn't do anything about it, but they said it was good that I went to them and talked to them and shared everything that I had so that in case something happens to me, they know who to go to. So this is even something that, officers would encourage people to do. Maybe not specifically like go online and shout this out to the world, but let people know what is happening around you if you are in a situation where someone is threatening your life. Another tweet reads, sending revenge porn, stalking slash harassing, sending death threats. Like, why isn't Offset's ass in jail already? Cardi, quit playing nice. And I know that for Cardi, she doesn't live by the rules of like calling the cops. She's not that type of person because where she comes from. And I understand and I get that. But I think that it's time. It's time. Get that man locked up because I don't think he's just a threat to her, but I think he's a threat to women in general. Even this woman that he's with now, like no one is actually safe because I do think that he is a narcissist, and narcissists will always prioritize themselves and their reputation over anything and everything. And unfortunately, again, people are saying that it's already started with his kids, and now we have these threats against Cardi. And if I was the girlfriend, I don't want to be with a man like that. And let's say that Cardi doesn't want to have him locked up. At the very least, I think she needs to file for full custody of her kids. And this is the reason why. All of those text messages, you show that judge. Because again, I do not want to be this person's girlfriend. I do not also want this person around anyone that I care about, but most importantly, my own children. And I don't care if he's the father, because the father of my children should not be threatening the mother of his children's life. Hello? Anyways, I hope that Cardi stays safe. I hope that Offset gets the help that he needs. And I hope that their children can have two healthy parents that care about them, even if they're not in the same household. But we'll just have to wait and see to see what happens. But if you've made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Squiggle Squad, we're working on names. You guys like Squiggle Squad? I love a heart and I love a squiggle and a squad. I love a squad. But if you want to join the Squiggle Squad, join us. We live stream, or I go live once a week right now, but I'm trying to up it. That's also, I'm trying to make videos. I know there's a lot going on. But if you want to join us, I usually go live on Tuesday nights, 8:30 Eastern, and it's a good time. We have a good time there. Everyone is so sweet and just awesome. And yeah, I don't know. I love going live with my people. Like, they're really the best. So if you want to join and you want to be part of the best, then come. Okay, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you soon. I don't know, but I'll see you soon. Okay, love you. Bye.